What's going on, beautiful people? Back with another accountability video. Something I said I wanted to do. If you saw the first video, I talked about the purpose and staying consistent and really just holding yourself accountable. So that's why I'm doing this, so I can stay consistent and stay on track with my goals. So here's video number 2. I'm here in Bali, Indonesia, at my gym, where I'm honestly not motivated to work out today. Well, don't have the energy. And I'm learning more that motivation isn't enough sometimes. I do have goals. I do want to transform. I'm putting in the effort and the energy. But sometimes the mindset isn't there yet. So though I typically would have done my warm-up already, I'm not very motivated. I think my mindset is in so many different places. I got a bunch of projects that I'm working on. So while I'm here, I'm trying to organize my thoughts so I can focus on knocking out one project before I move on to the next project. Just blah, blah, blah. I don't want to bore you guys with that, but that's why we're here. So yeah, working out a bunch of projects at the same time, realizing I have to come up with, I don't know if it's a schedule I need to come up with. I guess just prioritize some of the things that I want to do. And then go by the list of importance first, and then on to the next thing. So right now I'm just setting up my my little system so I can warm up, because I did 2 sessions yesterday and I'm a little bit sore, but we're gonna see a transformation in this body. I'm gonna get there. So typically when I come into the gym, I would like do my cardio and zone out sometimes, because I would do a whole hour. But now I want to make sure my whole body is loose, because the last thing I want is to start putting on size and then not be agile, not be able to move. So I'm trying to eliminate that by making sure that I take care of my entire body by my means of mobility, like lunges, the everything, lunges, stretching. There we go, and calisthenics. So we're gonna keep those in as we're on this journey. So let me know in the comments if, I know it's a new year for all of you, so if you have a particular journey that you're on, and what are you doing to stick to it? Because it's, I don't know, we're almost halfway through January, and I know typically a lot of people fall off during this time frame. Like you 2 weeks in, and then you slowly start to backslide from some of the things you said you were going to do. And I don't really believe in New Year's resolution. I just believe in, like, every day you work a little bit more and get closer and closer towards your goal. Because typically people just fall off. So building that consistency, I think a month is something for me. A month works. If I can do something consistently for a month, typically it'll stick. But I've seen people that I've worked with over the years. I don't know if you guys know this. I was a personal trainer for like 20 years of my life. But I used to see clients fall off all the time. 2 weeks, man, 2 weeks in, and they fall off. Or they'll pay me for a month, and then even after 2 weeks, they'll slowly stop showing up or make excuses that they can't show up. Or when I had classes, you'll see the first 2, maybe 3 weeks of people being consistent, and you see the people that stay consistent for a month, and then slowly they fall off. I've also done it myself, so I am not exempt from this conversation. I have started things and just like, oh, I'm gonna stay consistent, and after a few weeks I'm just like, I'm not interested, or I don't see what I need to see immediately. I'll just stop, and go back to something that feels more comfortable, because comfort is a huge factor, and for me in staying consistent, I think for all of us. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you have something that you're trying hard to stick to this year, this day, this week, whatever it is. But let me show y'all. I don't know if I showed in the last video. Well, first I want to play around and see how much this thing actually works, because the cool thing about this camera is I can sit it down, and once it tracks me, let's see, once it kind of gets a hold of me, it'll continue to follow. So this is the gym. It's part of the gym. Behind me is the indoor portion, and then over here, as I can see how far this thing tracks, right there is a rice field. So you have a beautiful view every single day, which I love. And look at this. I feel like I have a cameraman that is constantly following me to capture content. So this is gonna be cool. So this has eliminated a bunch of excuses. I don't have to do anything. Every excuse that I would have is slowly starting to fade away. And that's what I'm trying to do, not just this year, every day. Eliminate the excuses, just find ways to make the thing happen. So now, if I wanted to move around and train or do whatever, or just creating regular content like talking, I can do that without a problem feeling like I need somebody with me. I don't really need anybody. Now, what I do need sometimes is a training partner, preferably someone that's stronger than me, that is pushing towards something, so it'll keep me locked in. It's still not an excuse, but it is helpful if somebody else has a goal and their goal is like to be stronger, like obviously you're way stronger than me, or their bodybuilding, or just fitness in general. Man, in the gym, that helps me. I'm not necessarily looking to train with somebody that's not either trying to get stronger than me. And so I always want to train, or just in general, not even just training, I always want to be around people that are smarter than me, that are stronger than me, that are faster than me, have more energy, better ideas, just because I want to learn. I'm a forever student. So whenever I can do that and get around somebody that's pushing, that helps me. That helps me stay motivated. So I just got to get on my job and find some people that are smarter, stronger, faster, whatever than me, which is very easy to do. You know, it's easy to do here. So I'm gonna start my warm-up. I'm missing some of the equipment, which is not an excuse. I'm just gonna take y'all with me over here so I can start. We're gonna warm up with some calisthenics. Hopefully the music does not get too loud in here, because, you know, copyright. There we go. All right, so this way I can just keep everything in one spot. So I'm gonna do my dips over here. I'm gonna do my push-ups here. I'm gonna do my upper body. I got a couple movements that I do just to get myself going. And I make sure, I'm gonna back up, let's see. Again, this is all a test, so I'm testing to make sure that this thing just stays with me. There it go. I don't know how far it tracks. So if it stops tracking, I think I can turn the mode back on. Let's see. It still sees me. Boom. Boom. Okay, it still got us. Listen, I'm gonna have fun with this. We got a few countries to go to with this thing. It's gonna be an easy, no excuse. All right. So I forgot, there was something that I wanted to discuss in yesterday's video that I completely forgot. But I will talk to you about life here in Bali. Now, coming up on my 6 months, and just the things that I've experienced and what I've learned about myself, I am very much happy that I decided to make this change in my life. I was writing yesterday. I fell asleep writing. I was writing yesterday, and just, man, some of the things that were coming up in my writing session were like, it's incredible. Like, I didn't know that I had never been in like peaceful environments. Like, I was never fully at peace. There were times that I realized that I was in peace, like back home, but it was like when I was hiking, or I was in the gym, or I guess when I'm getting ready to get on an airplane, or jogging or exercise. So that was my safe place. That was the thing that kept me, I guess, mentally sound. But the environment I was in, again, just speaking for myself, was not warm and welcoming. I think I just adapted to where I was. I grew up around people like, all right, there's no point of complaining, even though there was a lot of complaining from people. No point in complaining. You just gotta deal with what you're given. So, since all you can do is deal with it, you just do. But it didn't mean that it was peaceful. It just meant that you just kind of dealt with whatever you were facing. And that's all I've ever seen. Like, I watched my mom work her butt off. Like, just work 2-3 jobs, and that became my norm. So when I had the opportunity and I started my own journey, that's all I did. And I know it's not a normal thing to do. Like, I watched everybody in my family. I was young, so I don't remember like watching my grandmother like go to work. All I remember my grandma doing is like watching us taking care of the house, cooking. But I never remember my grandmother working, but I do remember her working her butt off, because she made sure that 7 kids were taken care of. No matter what, she had 7 kids, and then I don't even know how many grandkids. But that one little lady, she definitely a little lady now because she's shrinking. That one little lady made sure that everybody was taken care of. Everybody. My friends, my aunts and uncles' friends, my mom's friends. That lady took care of everybody. But I know there was a village and people helped her out, but it was just her. For most of my life, I just saw her working hard. So I just internalized that that's the way. And I know no one in my family ever talked about like being sad. You see spurts of it, but I know that there has to be a level of like sadness that we just we don't talk about it. Well, my family didn't. That's not something that you do. You just get mad. So I guess what was shown was more frustration, but not much talking about it. So as I'm writing yesterday, I realized that I spent so many years not having anybody to talk to about a lot of the stuff, the way that I was feeling, because I didn't grow up in that type of environment where you talk about anything. You really just get sad and you just deal with it. You get sad, you get frustrated, you wait till time passes. So like, time was the true healer. Passing time was the only thing that healed what you were going through. Someone died, we never talked about it. We never talked about death. I never learned about it from like my family. We just waited until time passed, and then you keep going. So that's been the norm. So like writing yesterday, it's like all of these like different things resonated because everybody's so frustrated. And I recognize that frustration was actually sadness. You know? And it always came up because nobody talked about anything. It was like something would happen. The conversation was truly an argument, or it's a shouting match. Like somebody's yelling at you. But there's no real discussion about the thing or trying to get through it. And I think that's just years of like not having a real way. Nobody knew how. So the way that everybody knew how was to yell about it, which doesn't work. But in writing, going back to what I was saying, in writing, I realized am in such a peaceful place. The environment makes you feel so relaxed and calm that you don't like stressors. Because there was a point when everything would feel like stressful. Everything would stress me out. But being in a different environment kind of makes you realize, damn, that's not even important. Like the things that used to be like they used to stress me out, it's not stressful. Because either you're not around that type of energy, or in this environment, like I see some of the things that people deal with, like the locals, right? I was worried about like stuff and things, or not having this, or the car, or getting a new car, or upgrading the tires, or upgrading this, or getting more clothing, or getting more of this and more of that. And here, it doesn't even matter. Like, it's literally a completely different world where it does not matter. You don't want stuff. I don't want stuff. I don't want more cars, more anything to stress about, bills and all that stuff. You want your daily things to be taken care of. But the rest of the stuff's not important. So as you're on that grind, that very stressful grind sometimes, to get more here. Now, this is just for me. I can't speak for any of you. None of that stuff matters. And for the first time, you can actually start living and just enjoying life, because you're not thinking about all of the stuff that doesn't matter in life. I learned that the US is like a grind-focused environment. So everything is focused on getting more. And it's not even just the US. I'm sure there's other places where you want to get more. So I need more wealth, more things, and then your pressure to not look or appear lazy, even though you're working your butt off. I was working 2 jobs, 2 different businesses, and still always felt like I wasn't being productive. Like there's more, it's gotta be. And then even though it stresses you out, you just keep going. You just keep going. And I know that's not healthy. I didn't then, but now I know for sure, hey, this ain't really a healthy way to live, because it never felt good. Now, every day is like the most peaceful, joyful existence. Sometimes I'm a little tired when I get up, because I've been trying to get my body right, so I've been doing double sessions, but I feel amazing just doing nothing. Not like a vacation. You know how you guys go on vacation, y'all go to a resort, y'all hitting y'all Jamaicas up, y'all going to Barbados, y'all going to Trinidad, y'all going to the luxury resorts. Not that type of vacation. Just picture you've adopted a life where you got your daily habits, you got your places that you shop, the vendors that you go and see, the community that you found, the gym, all of this stuff, right? You found your daily, consistent habits, right? But all of it feels fulfilling and peaceful. Vacation, you're just escaping. But what if you have adapted a life where you don't need a vacation from, where your actual life feels like a combination of progress, peace, and vacation, and that's your daily life. That's what I've been feeling like these past 5 months of really my day-to-day feels like all of those things. Not vacation from sitting still doing nothing, laying on the beach. I never really go to the beach, by the way. I think I've only been to the beach once since I've been back, but yep, I think once, just by myself. But yeah, every day isn't, I gotta go to the beach and sit still, do something, typical vacation stuff. Every day feels like Again, I say this a lot. Walking and answered prayers. No stressful conversations. No angry people. I mean, you may see the occasional angry person, but I've never seen more positive, happy people consistently than I have since I come to the other side of the world. And that's why I was always chasing, hurrying up to get back, because environment does matter. I know some people think you're just supposed to tough it out, grind it out, and it doesn't matter, just keep going. But it does matter. Your environment is everything. Everything. For me, I can only speak to my personal experience. Your environment means everything. I was having seasonal depression, and at first I didn't know because I wasn't getting diagnosed. I was just like, I don't feel good. Where I lived, it was cold weather. I want to say cold/gray weather 8 months out of the year. So just picture what it's like to not get a ton of sun, not really be able to go out and do anything. Anything that I enjoy, I don't do anything. Well, back home, I don't do anything. Like I don't go out, I don't drink, I don't party, I don't club, I don't do anything like that to distract me. I literally would go to the gym, go to Home Depot, go to like a couple stores, if that, and then go back in the house and work on projects and isolation. And that's what brought me peace. And then I love to watch movies, so I would do that. But how often can you do just that, you know? You feel, and I was only doing that because the environment didn't suit me. But some people, they've adapted, and for them, that is what suits them, and they love it. That's why I say find what works for you. For me, this environment, travel, learning new cultures, being around very positive energy, being able to work out outdoors in a calm, beautiful environment is peace. Like for me, it's everything. I learned that about myself. Like there's another gym that I started going to. It's like state of the art, got everything, and you get kind of a push from being there because everybody it's like the aesthetics are beautiful. All the people look like they stepped out of a magazine, but something about it just didn't feel right. It just didn't feel like the environment for me. So stop going. I'll show you that video. I'm gonna go in there so y'all can see what it looks like. But for me, it just didn't suit who I am or the man that I'm trying to be. So I'd rather be in this beautiful, peaceful, look, there's not a ton of people. It's still early, but the fact that it's not a million people everywhere, a thumbs up for me. And I can actually work out or talk to you guys without a bunch of interruptions. I love that. But again, that works for me. It might not work for you. So again, I speak to my personal experience and my personal environment, but I encourage everybody to find what works for them. Because I know certain every environment doesn't work for everyone based off of their personal experience. For me, I love being in the sun. I love having dope, meaningful conversations because I learn from all of them. Like yesterday, I was working out in the evening and two different people randomly came up, said what's up, just to say hello. And because we kind of see each other in the gym all the time. And these guys were bodybuilders. I ain't no bodybuilder. I want to train like it. I do want to look, like I'm getting right. But they look like somebody carved them. And then found out where they were from. And then had like dope conversations, right? Just talking about their life, where they were from, the push, the grind. Very positive. And it's not to say that you can't have positive combos everywhere, but consistently, when you're in an environment where so many people are let me go over the view. So many people are, there's the lighting. So many people are on a mission to push and grind. And a lot of people here are seeking some of the similar things. Like they're looking for positive environments. Like they're looking for kindness. Just to be in an environment like that where everybody's kind of seeking the same thing is incredible. Like, it is incredible to actually feel that for the first time. My combos back then, I would have some dope, positive combos back home, but it's not that many people seeking the same thing. Like, people coming on the other side of the world just to kind of, I guess, find a community of people that were similar. And I'm lucky and blessed to been able to find like-minded energy just to push. Man, that's so important. So I'm gonna end this with please find an environment that suits you. Find an environment that brings you peace, and find yourself along the way, man. You gotta find out who you are. Who you are today. This is something that I learned. Who you are today is simply the person that had to accommodate to your environment. But one day you're gonna realize that that's not fully you. It's not that it's not you, it's not fully you, and there's other pieces of you that you wanted to explore. You wanted to see what that was. Like, you wanted to travel more. You wanted to live in a country for 30 days or longer. Like, you wanted to go out and do those things, but you didn't do it for a multitude of reasons. Oftentimes we'll be like, well, I gotta work, I gotta do this, I got responsibilities, I got this. But why isn't your responsibility you? Why isn't your responsibility to find out all of who you are, who you desire to be? Why isn't your responsibility becoming a better version of yourself? Why isn't your responsibility finding out who you are outside of the environment that you're currently in? The old, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere, ain't it? That's dead. I need to be able to thrive outside of a chaotic environment. Just because it's chaos and you've survived it doesn't mean it is good for you. That doesn't mean it's good for you. I know we do it, we get through it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it is for you. You don't have to just tough things out. You can have a peaceful existence in a completely different environment on the other side of the world. And hopefully, along the way of this series, I'll inspire you guys, because I'm learning about me. So this is, you notice I always say, for me, you got to figure out what that is for you. But it's such a beautiful thing to kind of learn or unlearn who I was as a man and learn who I'm designed to be on this journey. So I'll continue to post, stay consistent, and share my experience with all of you. And you can share your personal experience in the comments, and I'll do my best to respond to everybody. But I hope you have an amazing day. Dream big, work hard, enjoy life, and always spread love. And make sure that love goes to you first, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot give or receive love from an empty heart. Hope y'all have an amazing day. Let me let y'all see this view real quick. This the rice. It's a whole. I got rice fields behind me at the gym. Like, where am I? What type of? What is this? Oh my gosh. I love this life. Have an amazing day. Spread love.